America's cool with you being black. Well, kinda, as long as you're not too dark or you're not too light. But being in the middle really sucks. Trust me, I'm light skinned. And I can promise you by the end of this episode, there's a few things that you're gonna learn. One, the history of Black History Month. And two, my own personal thoughts on Black History Month. And then three, how it is raising lighter skinned children, right? I'm light skinned, but they're light, all right? As we continue on with this month, and this being the last month. Also, by the way, it's episode 31 of Let's Get Real. And if you didn't know, I played collegiate football at Drake and my number was 31. So this is not only a really cool special episode for Black History Month, but it's also my favorite number. So here we go, let's get into it. I've been spoken about this on a couple of our No BS wealth specials with Black History Month of like, what does Black History Month mean to me, both growing up, both now, and kind of all on the board. And I want to preface all of this. The overall theme, my overall thought is it's bullshit that we have to deal with it in a month. And I think it should be part of everyone's historical background in history. Now, that being said, I think it's phenomenal that we had it start the way it is, because otherwise we would have lost a lot of history. We would have lost a lot of speeches, a lot of stories, a lot of research, a lot of products that we've talked about. All of that would have been lost if Dr. Carter didn't do it during these times, right? And so I am so glad that that has happened, but it's 2026 now. It should be something that's in part of all of our curriculum and all of our culture. Now, I will say this, back to how I started this episode of being, whether you're dark or light-skinned or too light, too dark. And I'm gonna go through how I was raised and why I don't even know that much about Black history, which is why I wish we did more of it. So growing up, raised by a white mother, a lot of you know this. Father really was in and out of the picture at the time, but raised in a white family in more of a predominantly white neighborhood and more of a predominantly white school in Omaha at Westside High School. And so the Black history really wasn't there. One, internally in my family, I didn't have it, right? That was on the other side. Two, at school, there really wasn't much culture change or conversations to be had. And then three, I had to always deal with this fact. The fact of being light-skinned, and if you look at me right now, it is definitely wintertime. Wait till you see me in the summer. Is that if you are Black at all, skin color is all, then you're too dark for the whites. Now you're considered just Black. But to the dark-skinned Blacks, you're now white because you're light-skinned. And we have this everyone in the middle being the mixed race or the light skins, the mulattoes, whatever you want to call us, that get stuck into a different holding cell, a different pattern, maybe a lack of our own culture, because our cultures represent both sides. But like, what's our culture? And I find that fascinating. Both me, I know a lot of light skins, but Christina Hall as well, who's part of the collective, no relation, we don't think, is that part, our history. Yeah, we have our family history on both sides, but the light skin history, and what does that entail? What does that look like? And why is it so difficult and different? Because you are not part of each group. As much as we want to talk about it in the world, let alone in America, if you don't look the same as a certain group, there is still that uncomfortableness, right? There's still that thing that makes you different. Good, bad, or indifferent is what it is. We know America's racist, okay? Just fucking own it. Look at it around. America's racist. And so you need to be able to choose, but we never do, right? And so I can be part of the white group or the Black group or whatever when I was growing up. But nowadays it's different. Nowadays we have more ability to research, more resources and things to go after to learn about great stories like this or like the past couple LGRs episodes. But it comes down to, okay, well, what do we really teach and how do we teach it? I know here locally in Ankeny that they have cut some of our history out that's not in the books. I know in the South we see articles all the time that it doesn't represent the true history. To me, we all need to do our own research and our families need to try to grab upon those as much as possible. It's difficult for me. My mother's gone. My father's really not in the picture. I don't have connection to really that side of the family. So I have to do a lot of research on my own, which makes it even more difficult to pass that on to my kids. Now my kids are lighter than me. They get dark in the summer too. We all do, right? And they don't have as dark as hair as me or different features. So they are that new crop, that new generation that legitimately it's all going to eventually get there, but they still have to deal with the fact that they are Black children. Luckily, they don't have to deal with as much racism because if it happens around me and their mother, well, shit's not going to be tolerated. However, they're going to have to learn that themselves. So what do I do as a father to teach them? I don't do a very good job of teaching all the history because I'm still learning myself, but we talk about culture, right? We love going to Hawaii. We love food. I mean, our boys love butter chicken. They love anything Mexican, anything Asian. We love Hawaiian food. They love sushi, like you name it. I teach through food. Culture come together through one thing in this world, and it is food. And so being able to teach about others, whether it's learning their processes, their traditions, their thoughts and beliefs, I do it through food with the boys. I am a great chef. We cook at home all the time, but it allows them to understand like what things are happening and what people have to go through. I think travel's key as well. We travel as much as we can, but that's the only way you're going to be able to learn about what others are going through and be able to be there for them. To me, that's Black History Month, right? But that's not Black History Month. That's just history. That's just culture. That's what we should be doing as humans in general, but we're not. We're fighting each other about some stupid old shit. We're dealing with these motherfucking files that are still not being dealt with. The predators behind that, right? We want to hide all of the bad in this country, but we don't talk about the good. We don't understand where it came from. We don't understand where we came from. We can't really move forward with a clear picture. So as we wrap up Black History Month, make sure you're doing some research. Even if you're white, even if you're yellow, even if you're Hispanic, learn about other cultures, learn about what comes through, because you'll be fascinated to know how much Black history actually the inventors of the things that you have in life are out there. So if you're light skinned like me, I know you're laughing your ass off because you know it's true. If you're not and you've never heard that before, go speak to a light skinned friend, please. We've been through it. But America, we got to do better, and we always got to be working to become better. The only way we can do that is if we're focused and focusing on being real. So here's your episode number 31 of Let's Get Real. More power to you.